Imagine waking up tomorrow and realizing that nothing in your life is fixed, permanent, or beyond your influence. The money in your bank account, the relationships you experience, the health of your body, even the opportunities that seem to come out of nowhere. All of it is fluid, flexible, and waiting for your command. For most people, reality feels heavy, solid, and predetermined, but here's the truth that has been hidden from the masses. Reality is more like a projection, a hologram shaped by your mind and emotions. Think of your thoughts as frequencies broadcasting into the quantum field, and the universe as a giant mirror reflecting them back into your lived experience. Right now, you might feel as though life is random or out of your control, but in less than 24 minutes, you can begin learning how to bend this projection, how to deliberately shift the hologram, and begin creating a reality that actually matches your deepest desires. This isn't fantasy, it's quantum manifestation, and it works whether you believe it or not. The difference is, those who understand how to use it live lives that look miraculous to everyone else. At the core of quantum manifestation lies a principle so simple, yet so powerful, that most people overlook it. Everything is energy. Science has already confirmed that matter, at its most fundamental level, is nothing more than vibrating particles of energy. That includes the chair you're sitting on, the phone or computer you're watching this from, your body, and even your thoughts. Yes, your thoughts have an energetic frequency, and those frequencies ripple into the quantum field like waves spreading across an ocean. When you feel anger, frustration, or fear, you're transmitting one type of signal. When you feel joy, gratitude, or love, you're transmitting another, and the universe, like a perfect echo, responds by collapsing potential realities into the one that matches your broadcast. That means you're not a passive character in the story of your life, you are the projector, the writer, and the director. Learning to control your energy, and therefore your vibration, is the single most powerful skill you will ever develop because it allows you to take the driver's seat in shaping your reality. To make this even clearer, let's talk about one of the most famous scientific experiments ever conducted, the Double-Slit experiment. Physicists discovered that particles, tiny building blocks of everything, behave differently depending on whether or not they're observed. When no one is watching, they remain as infinite possibilities, existing in a wave-like state. But when an observer looks at them, they collapse into a single outcome, forming a particle in a definite place. The implication is staggering. Consciousness itself determines how reality unfolds. Your awareness, your observation, and your focus are not just passive. They are active forces shaping the quantum field. This is why two people can live in the same world, yet have completely different experiences. One person may see opportunities everywhere and attract abundance effortlessly, while another feels stuck in limitation and lack. The difference isn't luck or fate. It's the quality of their consciousness and where they place their focus. Quantum manifestation teaches you how to observe reality in ways that collapse outcomes aligned with your desires, not your fears. Now, here's where it gets practical. Every time you focus on something, you are feeding energy into it, and that energy strengthens its presence in your life. Think of your mind like a spotlight in a dark theater. Whatever you shine it on becomes the star of the show. The problem is that most people unconsciously shine that spotlight on what they don't want: bills, stress, heartbreak, fear of failure. And as the quantum field responds, it collapses more of those unwanted realities into their lives. But when you deliberately redirect that spotlight toward what you do want, prosperity, joy, health, loving relationships, you activate a new script in the hologram of your reality. At first, the shift may feel subtle, but over time, the entire scene of your life begins to transform. The key is consistency. The more you practice focusing on what you want, the more you train your energy to resonate with the realities that align with your desires. Quantum manifestation isn't about forcing reality to change. It's about aligning yourself so reality has no choice but to mirror your inner frequency. So, how can you begin to apply this within the next 24 minutes? The first step is awareness. Start by paying attention to the energy behind your thoughts. Notice whether they're rooted in fear or in possibility. Then, shift your focus. Close your eyes and imagine the version of you who already has the life you're seeking. Feel their emotions, embody their confidence, breathe as if their success is already yours. As you practice this, you're literally sending out new signals into the quantum field, commanding reality to collapse into outcomes aligned with this new frequency. The universe doesn't respond to what you say you want. It responds to what you energetically believe and feel to be true. By learning to embody the vibration of your desired reality now, you set in motion the mechanisms of quantum manifestation. Remember, it only takes minutes for the shift to begin, but once it does, you'll never see life the same way again. In less than half an hour of consistent practice, you'll begin to experience a power most people never even realize they have: the ability to consciously control reality itself. Think about the way most people live their lives. They wake up, repeat the same thoughts as yesterday, feel the same emotions, and unconsciously recreate the same circumstances. Their reality feels stuck. But it's not because the universe is against them. It's because they are unknowingly broadcasting the same energetic frequency every single day. Imagine a radio station. If you're tuned to 90.1 FM, you'll never hear what's playing on 104.7 FM, no matter how badly you want to. The only way to hear a different broadcast is to change the frequency. The same is true in your life. If you want to experience wealth, but you keep vibrating at the frequency of scarcity, through worry, doubt, and fear, you'll stay stuck in the same financial struggles. Quantum manifestation isn't about begging the universe for change. It's about retuning your inner frequency so that you align with the reality you actually want. When you understand this, you realize you've never been a victim of circumstances. You've always been the broadcaster, shaping the show. Now let's explore something extraordinary: the holographic nature of reality. Scientists and mystics alike suggest that our universe functions much like a hologram, where the whole is contained within every part. That means your inner world, your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs, are directly projected outward into the external world you see. This explains why personal transformation is always the starting point of universal transformation. When you heal old wounds, shift limiting beliefs, or raise your vibration, a hologram must reflect that change back to you. The people around you may behave differently, opportunities may appear out of nowhere, and circumstances that once seemed impossible suddenly line up effortlessly. You are not waiting for the world to change before you can feel better. Instead, the moment you change your inner state, the entire hologram rearranges itself to match. This is the essence of controlling reality through quantum manifestation. Shift your inner vibration, and your outer life must obey. But here's the challenge: most people try to manifest from the wrong place. They try to control reality using willpower, force, or desperation. They beg the universe for things they don't yet believe they deserve, and as a result, they send out mixed signals. On one hand, they're saying, "I want abundance," but on the other hand, their energy screams, "I don't believe abundance is possible for me." The quantum field doesn't respond to words, it responds to vibration. This is why it's so important to align not just your thoughts, but your emotions and your beliefs as well. The real secret is embodiment. When you embody the feelings of already having what you desire, your vibration matches that reality, and the quantum field collapses accordingly. You're no longer trying to get something. You're aligning with what is already yours in the field of infinite possibilities. This is where miracles happen. Not because you forced reality to change, but because you finally vibrated at the frequency where that reality already exists. Let's make this even more practical. If you were to sit quietly right now, close your eyes, and visualize yourself living your dream life, the key is not just to see it, but to feel it. See yourself waking up in the home you desire, but don't stop there. Feel the texture of the sheets, hear the sounds of your environment, smell the air, taste your favorite breakfast, and most importantly, embody the emotions of gratitude, joy, and excitement as if it's already real. When you add sensory detail and emotional charge, your brain and nervous system begin firing as though the experience is actually happening. Neurologically, you are rewiring yourself for that reality. Energetically, you're broadcasting a signal into the quantum field that says, "This is who I am." And when you hold that vibration consistently, the universe reorganizes itself to match. This is not daydreaming, it's advanced reality creation. The more real you can make it inside, the faster it becomes real outside. The next step is surrender. Yes, you heard that right. After you've aligned your vibration and embodied the emotions of your desired reality, you must release the need to control. How? It shows up. The ego always wants to micromanage. Where will the money come from? Who will help me? How will this happen? But the quantum field operates beyond the limits of your logical mind. When you cling to the how, you block the natural flow of manifestation. Surrender doesn't mean giving up. It means trusting that the universe has infinite pathways to deliver your desire. It means staying open, allowing synchronicities, and letting go of resistance. Think of planting a seed. Once you've placed it in fertile soil and watered it, you don't keep digging it up to check if it's growing. You trust the process. The same is true for quantum manifestation. Once you've done the inner work, reality begins shifting, often in ways you could never predict. And when you surrender, you allow the full intelligence of the quantum field to do its magic. One of the biggest misunderstandings about manifestation is that it's only about thinking positive. While positive thinking can help, quantum manifestation goes much deeper. It's about aligning your entire being, your thoughts, emotions, and subconscious beliefs with the frequency of the reality you desire. Imagine your mind as the software and your subconscious as the operating system. If the software says, "I want to be wealthy," but the operating system is programmed with beliefs like, "Money is hard to get," or "I don't deserve abundance," then your vibration will be out of alignment. You'll be sending a mixed signal to the quantum field, and the results will reflect that confusion. This is why so many people feel frustrated, saying, "I've tried manifesting, but it doesn't work for me." The truth is, it does work, but only when the conscious and subconscious are aligned. Quantum manifestation teaches you to reprogram limiting beliefs so that your entire energy field is congruent with the reality you're calling in. Once the subconscious and conscious agree, your broadcast becomes powerful, clear, and magnetic. Reprogramming your subconscious begins with awareness. Start listening to the inner voice that plays in the background of your mind every day. Pay attention to yourself. Talk to you often say things like, "I'm not good enough," or "Things never work out for me." These thoughts may feel small, but they carry powerful vibrations that reinforce your current reality. To shift them, you need to consciously replace them with new beliefs. Affirmations, visualization, and guided meditations are powerful tools, but the most effective technique is to feel the new belief as if it's already true. For example, instead of saying, "I want to be healthy," embody the vibration of already being vibrant, strong, and full of energy. Speak to yourself as though it's done. "I am radiantly healthy, and my body loves me." When you combine emotional charge with new beliefs, your subconscious begins to rewrite itself. Over time, those new programs become automatic, and your reality follows. The quantum field cannot resist a broadcast that is clear, consistent, and emotionally charged. Another powerful concept in quantum manifestation is coherence. Coherence happens when your heart and mind are in harmony, vibrating at the same frequency. Neuroscience has shown that the heart produces a stronger electromagnetic field than the brain, meaning that your heart's energy is even more influential in shaping reality. When your heart and mind are aligned, you become a coherent broadcaster, sending a unified signal into the quantum field. Think of it like tuning an orchestra. When every instrument is in harmony, the music is beautiful and powerful. But if just one instrument is out of tune, the whole performance feels off. The same applies to you. If your mind says, "I want success," but your heart feels fear or doubt, your signal is distorted. But when your mind visualizes success and your heart feels genuine gratitude, as if it's already here, your frequency becomes unstoppable. This is why practices like heart-centered meditation, gratitude journaling, and breathwork are so effective. They bring your system into coherence, making your manifestation magnetic. Let's pause and ask a critical question: why 24 minutes? Because in less than half an hour of deliberate focus, you can shift your entire energetic state. Studies in neuroscience show that it only takes a few minutes of consistent focus to begin changing brain wave patterns and emotional states. When you dedicate just 24 minutes to aligning your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs with your desired reality, you create a vibrational shift strong enough to start collapsing new outcomes in the quantum field. That's why daily practice is so important. Imagine spending 24 minutes each morning visualizing your ideal life, feeling gratitude for it, as if it already exists, and surrendering to the universe's timing. By the end of the month, you would have invested over 12 hours of pure vibrational alignment. That kind of consistent energy cannot be ignored by the universe. It's like turning the dial of your frequency day after day until suddenly you're locked onto the station where your dream reality is already playing. Here's a powerful exercise you can try today. Set aside exactly 24 minutes where you will not be interrupted. Begin by closing your eyes and taking deep, slow breaths to calm your nervous system. Then, bring to mind the version of yourself living your dream reality. See them clearly, but don't just watch. Merge with them. Feel their confidence, joy, freedom, and gratitude. Imagine walking in their shoes, looking through their eyes, and thinking their thoughts. As you do this, allow your body to be flooded with the emotions of that reality. After 15 minutes of immersion, shift into gratitude. Thank the universe as though it has already delivered this reality to you. Feel the warmth of appreciation in your heart. Finally, spend the last few minutes in surrender. Release the how and trust the process. Open your eyes and carry that vibration into your day. If you repeat this exercise daily, you will train your frequency to broadcast a powerful, coherent signal. And soon, the outer hologram of your reality will have no choice but to reflect it back. One of the most overlooked aspects of quantum manifestation is the role of emotion as a frequency amplifier. You see, thoughts are powerful, but thoughts without emotion are like electricity without a light bulb. They exist, but they don't illuminate. Emotion is what supercharges your signal to the quantum field. This is why gratitude, joy, and love are such magnetic states. They carry some of the highest vibrational frequencies. When you combine a clear intention with elevated emotion, you send out a signal that is coherent, strong, and undeniable. But here's the mistake most people make. They only feel these emotions when something external gives them a reason. For example, they wait until money arrives before they feel abundant, or they wait until they find love before they feel worthy. Quantum manifestation flips this process. You must feel the emotion before the reality shows up. By doing so, you tell the universe, "This is my frequency now," and reality shifts to match it. Emotion then becomes not a reaction to life, but the cause of the life you experience. Let's connect this with the science of neuroplasticity. Your brain is constantly rewiring itself based on the thoughts and emotions you repeat. When you visualize your desired reality and feel the emotions of already living it, you're creating new neural pathways in your brain. Over time, those pathways become stronger until your brain begins to operate as though that reality is already your default. This is why athletes, entrepreneurs, and even NASA astronauts use visualization techniques. They know that the mind cannot distinguish between a vividly imagined experience and a real one. From the perspective of your brain and nervous system, both are equally real. Quantum manifestation takes advantage of this by pairing the science of neuroplasticity with the physics of the quantum field. You're not just rewiring your brain, you're broadcasting a new energetic frequency that pulls your imagined reality out of possibility and into form. In other words, by changing your mind and emotions now, you change the blueprint of the future you're stepping into. Now let's talk about resistance. Every time you set an intention, your subconscious programming may throw up doubts, fears, or limiting beliefs. These create energetic resistance that interferes with the signal you're sending to the universe. Think of it like static on a radio. If there's too much noise, you can't hear the music clearly. Resistance often shows up as thoughts like, "What if this doesn't work?" Or, "Who am I to deserve this?" The key is not to fight these thoughts, but to gently observe and dissolve them. One powerful technique is to welcome the resistance with compassion. Instead of resisting the resistance, acknowledge it. I see you, I hear you, but you no longer control me. Then, redirect your focus back to the vision you're manifesting. Over time, this practice weakens the old programs and strengthens your new frequency. The less resistance you carry, the faster your desires collapse into form. Remember, the universe isn't withholding your desires. You're simply learning to remove the blocks that prevent you from receiving them. Another vital practice in controlling your reality is recognizing the power of the present moment. Too many people live trapped between memories of the past and worries about the future. But the quantum field doesn't respond to your past or your imagined future. It responds to the vibration you're broadcasting right now. This means that every moment is an opportunity to shift reality. If you feel stressed, anxious, or fearful, pause and realign. Take 3 deep breaths, place your hand over your heart, and consciously shift into gratitude for something, anything, in your life right now. This simple act brings you back into coherence and resets your vibration instantly. Remember, you don't manifest what you want tomorrow. You manifest what you are today. When you fully inhabit the present moment with a frequency of love, gratitude, and abundance, the universe immediately mirrors that frequency back to you. The present is not just a passing second. It's the control panel of reality. Let's zoom out and look at the bigger picture. Imagine billions of parallel realities existing side by side in the quantum field, each representing a different version of your life. In one reality, you're struggling and unfulfilled. In another, you're thriving, abundant, and free. Quantum manifestation is the process of shifting your frequency so you jump into the timeline that matches the reality you desire. You're not creating something from nothing. You're simply choosing which version of reality to align with. Every decision, thought, and emotion you hold is like turning a dial, tuning you toward one timeline or another. The most exciting part, you can shift instantly. By choosing a new vibration right now, you immediately begin aligning with a new timeline. At first, the change may show up as small synchronicities. Seeing repeating numbers, meeting the right people, or getting unexpected opportunities. But over time, the entire landscape of your life rearranges itself. This is how you take control of reality, by learning to shift your vibration and, with it, the timeline you inhabit. Here's the most empowering realization. Reality is not happening to you. It's happening through you. The job of the quantum field is to mirror your inner state. If you carry doubt, fear, or unworthiness, reality will reflect it back as challenges, lack, or rejection. If you embody confidence, gratitude, and love, reality mirrors that back as abundance, opportunity, and support. This is why taking responsibility for your vibration is the ultimate act of empowerment. You no longer wait for life to change so you can feel better. You feel better first, and life responds. Think about it. How many times have you noticed that when you're in a good mood, everything seems to flow easily? People smile at you, doors open, synchronicities appear. That isn't luck. It's your vibration at work. When you learn to deliberately control your inner state, you gain the ability to deliberately control your outer reality. And the best part, nobody can take that power away from you. At this point, you might be asking, if it's so simple, why isn't everyone doing it? The truth is, Most people are trapped by unconscious habits. They've been conditioned since childhood to believe that life is hard, success is rare, or that only special people can have what they want. These programs run so deeply that many don't even realize they're manifesting by default. But here's the key difference between ordinary people and deliberate creators: awareness. The moment you become aware of your vibration, you take back your power. Awareness allows you to interrupt old patterns and choose a new frequency. This is why I call this practice controlling reality. Because instead of letting your subconscious programs dictate your life, you consciously decide what signal you broadcast. And remember, it only takes 24 minutes of focus to begin shifting those patterns. Every time you practice, you weaken the old programming and strengthen the new. Eventually, your default vibration becomes abundance, joy, and freedom, and reality has no choice but to mirror that back. Let's talk about synchronicity, the universe's way of showing you that your frequency is working. Synchronicities are meaningful coincidences that seem too perfect to be random. Maybe you think of someone and they call you a moment later. Maybe you set an intention for money and suddenly receive an unexpected payment. Or perhaps you've been visualizing a new job and a recruiter reaches out to you without you even applying. These are signs that your vibration is aligning with your desired reality. Synchronicity is the bridge between the inner world and the outer world. When you notice these moments, don't dismiss them, celebrate them. Gratitude amplifies the signal, letting the universe know you're tuned in. The more you acknowledge synchronicities, the more frequently they appear. They are proof that quantum manifestation is real, alive, and responding to you. Think of them as breadcrumbs, leading you closer to your ultimate reality shift. As you practice quantum manifestation, one of the most important things to remember is patience. We live in a culture obsessed with instant gratification, but manifestation follows the laws of alignment, not the impatience of ego. Sometimes your desires show up immediately. Other times, the universe rearranges circumstances behind the scenes before they appear in your life. The key is trust. Trust that your vibration is already creating shifts, even if you can't see them yet. Trust that the timeline you desire is already real in the quantum field, and your job is simply to stay aligned with it until it manifests physically. Think of it like planting a garden. You wouldn't plant seeds today and expect a full harvest tomorrow. You nurture the soil, water the plants, and trust that nature is doing its work. The same applies to reality creation. Your 24 minutes of focus each day are like watering the seeds of your future. With trust, patience, and consistency, your garden of desires must bloom. So let's bring this full circle. You came here wondering if it's really possible to control reality using quantum manifestation, and the answer is yes, absolutely. The science of the quantum field, the power of your subconscious mind, the coherence of your heart and brain, and the amplification of your emotions all combine to give you the ability to shape the hologram of reality. And it doesn't take years of study or endless effort. Just 24 minutes of deliberate focus each day can begin to rewire your vibration and shift your timeline. The choice is yours. You can keep living as a passive observer, waiting for life to happen to you, or you can step into your role as a conscious creator, shaping life with intention. The moment you decide, the universe responds. Remember, reality isn't fixed. It's fluid, flexible, and waiting for your command. You are not just part of the universe. You are the universe, expressing itself through you. So take 24 minutes today, align with your desired reality, and watch as the impossible becomes your everyday life.